Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Caleb. This is the last video for my 5 types of questions series. Today we're going to continue evaluation question, but we're going to focus on the 9 marks essay questions. Okay, so you can see over here, this is the 5th type of question, and most of the time you will be asked to evaluate certain issues, concept, or based on certain factors. Okay, for the core geog students, you'll be given stimulus. For the geography elective students, 2260, you may not be given any stimulus, but it's okay. Okay, a lot of students struggle with this, so I'd like to touch on this very hopefully in depth. All right, so to be able to achieve a good grade or highest level, that is level 3 here on the level descriptor, which is 7 to 9, you need to be able to do a few things, right? You need to be able to support both sides of the discussion clearly. And that is one of the reasons why I always ask my student to do the cross and the yes and no, because you need to have both sides of the discussion to satisfy this criteria. Next, you need to use a range of points with good elaboration. Therefore, most of the time I will teach my students, you need to have PEE, right? Examples must be used to demonstrate a comprehensive understanding of the issue, so PEE. Okay. Last but not least, which most of my students struggle, all right, is the evaluation that's derived from a well-reasoned consideration of the arguments. That is something that many students tend to really struggle. Even uh, students with very good, strong uh, sense of geography knowledge may not be able to do that. Why is that so? It is because firstly, okay, um, there is a lack of understanding of each cluster or topic. Okay, that's what I always tell my students, because at the end of the day, okay, these AO3 questions are the most difficult questions in the paper. They are the questions that will actually ask you for your understanding of certain topics or clusters. And you have to showcase your understanding through these essays. And what does that mean? It means that you need to show the marker that you have achieved the enduring understanding of each cluster and topic, and you're able to evaluate them accordingly to the question that is given. And thus, then you can reach the highest level 3. Okay, so it sounds a bit fuzzy. I'm going to show you a few tips to do so. Firstly, okay, this is very, very, very important. Some of you may not have seen this in your 2 years of learning geography, but you have to go and download. Like what I said in my first video, you have to download your 2260 syllabus document or the 2279, okay, syllabus document from where? From the SEAB website. Okay, in the syllabus document, that is actually how you should study. You should always look at this. This is not just any summary. It is the enduring understanding of each cluster and each topic. All right. And what does this mean? It means that at the end of the day, you as a student, you should understand this. At the end of the cluster, you should understand this. Right? And that will also mean in your AO3 9 marks question, you should be able to show some ideas that come from this. For example, okay, let's look at the tourism cluster enduring understanding. Firstly, okay, you should understand that tourism is a complex and multi-dimensional phenomenon that is best understood as a system. Do you? Perhaps not now. Go and read through that document. All right? Next, tourism activity consists of flow of people and goods and services between places, and these flows are interdependent and also existing within a wider system. All right, so these are some content. What is interesting is that this goes on to your topic 2 content, which are impacts, tourism impacts, which is tourism benefits and tourism harms people and nature across different scale. This is what the syllabus wants you to understand. At different scales, okay, different impacts are affecting people and nature at different scale. If you can showcase this in your essay, you will get the highest level. That's the first point. Then the next point is also important as places are unique, sustainable, tourism development cannot be achieved using a one-size-fits-all approach. This is the next, I would say, enduring understanding that I need to see in your tourism 9 marks question essay. Okay, I know it can be hard to weave these ideas in, but it is important to show that your 9 marks question, you're able to show that level of understanding to convince the marker that, hey, I have understood what I've learned in cluster 2 tourism. That is that places are unique, that sustainable tourism development cannot be achieved using a one-size-fits-all approach, right? And this is actually topic 3. Last but not least, okay, strategies to benefit from tourism and solutions to address problems caused by tourism would need to be adapted to suit different contexts. So in your essay, I always tell my students, you need to be able to tell me that if country A adopts this certain strategy versus country B that adopts this strategy, it will be different. The impact, the solutions will be different, or the results will be different because of different uh, economic levels, economic development levels. It could be because of different government, different even climate as well. So it could be anything. So you need to be able to understand these enduring understanding, then you'll be able to do your 9 marks question well, right? Let's move on. So I will not dwell here. Okay, I've said over and over again, this is how you should do your essay. You should have a stand. Okay, you should have your point, evidence, elaboration, and evaluation or limitation for one point. Okay, some students may ask me, can I just do 2 and not do the third one? Yes, you can. However, uh, that means you have to leave it to your these 2.1 and point 2 to be strong enough to be able to hold up this whole essay, and your evaluation must be even stronger. If you are not confident in doing that, go on to the third point, right? And last but not least, there must be a good conclusion and evaluation according to the question. And as I mentioned, answering, okay, showing that you understood the enduring understanding of each cluster. That will be the highest level. All right. So I'm going to give you a sample question. I'm going to go through with you step by step. What is in a stand? What should be in a stand? What should be in the introduction? What should be in the point paragraphs? And lastly, what can you consider in your conclusion? All right. So you can see over here the question is tourists has the biggest influence on the sustainable development of tourism in a country. This is a very typical question that is on stakeholders. Okay, on the stakeholders, right? So, to what extent do you agree? Explain your answer. So, same thing. Just draw your cross. Where is your yes? Where is your no? Before that, write your stand. Okay, let's go through the stand now. Okay, the stand should be simple. Okay, in fact, I am not recommending you to do this. All right, what does EV means? EV means I'm actually starting my evaluation straight from my stand. How do you know that you're trying to evaluate? Okay, because I am trying to talk about the roles and effectiveness of various stakeholders. Okay, I'm trying to let the marker know that I know that we need to balance the economic benefits of tourism with the preservation of ensuring long-term viability. I know this for long-term, right? Okay, but there is no need. There is no need for this. You can just make a clear, simple stand and say, I agree to a large or small extent. Why? That's all. Okay, there's no need. All right, this is just something that's addition if you have the time, right? So let us now move on to para 1. Okay, for each para, I'm going to go through how I develop this answer and perhaps the evaluation portion where you can look at it. So the first paragraph, for this type of question, okay, it will always be on the given factor. So the given factor over here is tourists. So we're going to go on straight into explaining why tourists play an important role. So I go on by saying, oh, tourists play an important role in shaping the sustainability. Their choices and behavior influence the demand for sustainable practices. So I have my P, I have my explanation. I go straight into my example. So, okay, something to take note. Example means there are specific data. It is not an example if there are no numbers, no numerical numbers, or there is no certain specific qualitative data or quantitative data that we're talking about. So if for example, you may just say, for instance, in Costa Rica, full stop. You don't say anything, you don't provide any explanation, that is not considered example. Is example important? Yes, example is important. If you go back to the markings, the marking levels, it is important. So you have to make sure that your examples are clear. You have the specific details and numbers. Okay, at the same time, then I move on to elaborate again. Okay, oh, the demand for accommodation activities has led to blah 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 blah, and tourists' willingness to pay a premium for sustainable experiences drive business to adopt, so on and so forth. Right? So I carry on elaborating. I know students may say, hey, Mr. K, you're writing too much. Yes, perhaps I'm writing too much, but I'm trying to show how you can do effectively. So a lot of students may stop here. You may say, oh, tourists is this, good, good, good. They contribute. That's why they are good, important stakeholders. But at the end of the day, so what? Is it really all good? Is it all really all rosy? So you have to evaluate the stakeholder of tourists. Okay, and this is the hard part. Okay, this is the hard part. While we say they are highly effective in influencing sustainable tourism as their preference and choice, okay, however, their influence is limited by their knowledge and awareness. Okay, and in fact, it is also a choice. It is interesting to note while 72% know sustainable traveling is important, but only 39% manage to travel sustainably. This is whereby you throw in that evaluation. What are you trying to evaluate? Because over here in my first paragraph, you have seen that the example I give in Costa Rica, okay, it is on how tourists can play an important role in shaping the sustainability of tourism. I go against my point, the idea that they can, because actually only 39% always manage to. Then you may ask, hey, Mr. K, how can you stop here? Very abrupt, right? Yes, it is, because I want to continue at my conclusion. If not, I have nothing to write in my conclusion already. All right, so you carry on in your next few paragraphs, you talk about the different stakeholders. It could be local businesses, it could be government, so on and so forth. Okay, and then you come to your conclusion. So this is where a lot of students struggle as well. How do we write a good conclusion? What constitutes a good conclusion? As I mentioned just now, the enduring understanding of will actually play a part, okay, in having a good conclusion. All right. Just now in the enduring understanding, you saw the geographical concept of skill. Okay, I want to use that and play that. Okay, each stakeholder, my main point is that each stakeholders play a different scale of influence. For example, the international organization plays an influential role at the international stage. However, it must be supported by the local government, local communities and businesses and tourists who play tourists who play important role due to a localized scale of influence. So you can see I'm actually using the geographical concept of scale to evaluate. I use it as a criteria, okay, a criteria for evaluating. Am I saying one is better than the other? Not really, not exactly, because at the end of the day, there is no one stakeholder that is more important than the rest, right? Okay, that's exactly what I'm trying to drive at. Okay, so you can I go back to the tourist point. Okay, I talk about how it is the collective action and the alignment of goals among stakeholders. So the stakeholders must believe in the same thing. Okay, they must believe in the same thing. They must be able to be on the same line towards sustainable tourism. Only then, okay, can they achieve or ensure the sustainability of tourism. Okay, so this is what I always teach my students. There should always be criteria to evaluate your factors. It could be in terms of scale, like this example. It could be time, number of people affected. So I use this acronym called SENSE. C for cost, whether is it affordable, whether it's too expensive, whether is cost a criteria to compare all these, or is it the effect, is it the number of people, the impact, the time factor, or even or scale, which I've used here. All right. So I hope this video helps you answer the 9 marks question better, and I hope that you will be able to achieve the highest level. Okay, remember the enduring understanding of each cluster and topic is very important. All right, that's all. Thank you. Bye.